Than 100 days out from this year's special July 4th holiday, cities all across the country are planning some big celebrations this year to mark the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Jen Sullivan digs into the travel stats to see where people are going and the deals you can score.
From sea to shining sea, cities coast to coast are planning special celebrations to mark America 250 this July 4th.
It's really a once in a generation opportunity to celebrate our country all together at one time.
Melanie Fish is a travel expert with Expedia. She says they've noticed a surge in people researching trips to areas home to famous parks that showcase the country's natural beauty.
You can use the 250th as an excuse to explore a part of the country that you've just never seen before.
Expedia's data shows the biggest jump in searches is for Billings, Montana, one of the entryways to Yellowstone Park, followed by Lake Tahoe, California, home to the Sierra Nevada peaks, and Asheville, North Carolina, near the Blue Ridge Mountains and Great Smoky Mountains. It's not just places of beauty that travelers are researching. Fish says cities with rich historic significance are trending as well, and some are destinations you may not typically think to visit. Expedia found travelers are really interested in spots like Birmingham, Alabama, where some of the most pivotal protests of the civil rights movement took place. Cherokee, Oklahoma, where travelers can visit heritage sites to learn about the Trail of Tears, where thousands of Native Americans were forced to migrate west. St. Louis, Missouri, the gateway to the west that sits along the mighty Mississippi River.
America's a big place, so if you're not sure where you want to go, look at flight deals. Set your home airport, and you can see where are flights trending for certain dates at well below what's normally expected.
For those who want to rent an RV, Fish recommends crunching the costs. It may be cheaper to fly to your destination and then rent an RV once you've arrived. She says the site RV Share allows you to book a one-way rental. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.